Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. We are now doing the advert, right? We are still continuing with the topic, job seeking and selection process, but we are still doing it in parts, right? So we are doing now advertisement, how to understand the advertisement, what is important information in the advertisement, as you will be using the advertisement to construct your application documents as well as to prepare for interviews. Okay? Right. There are 6 things that are very key in the advert, but we're going to do them just now. And here, people, we are going to do this session practical, right? I've got adverts, 3 of them here. So I'll show you on the advert what we're talking about. I've got these 3, so I'll show you what I'm talking about so that you are clear what we are talking about, okay? So these adverts, it's government as well as NGO space, okay? So as to, because there are information that you get from private, from NGO space that is not coming out clear from government, right? So I'll start with the government, right? Point number 1 that you need to check is short description on the advert about the advertising organization or government department. I'll show you just now. Yeah, here. This is what I'm talking about. Can you see here? This is Department of Basic Education. So if you hear, this is the paragraph I'm talking about, okay? I will quickly read so that you hear what is it talking about, okay? I'll read quickly here. It is the Department of Basic Education is committed to providing equal opportunities and practicing affirmative action employment. It is our intention to promote equity through the filling of numeric targets as contained in the Employment Equity Plan. To facilitate this process successfully, an indication of race, gender, and disability status is required. Preference will be given to the underrepresented groups as per the DBA Employment Equity. Women and people with disabilities are encouraged to apply. So this advert, right, this advert, people, it's clear that the Department of Basic Education in this advert is actually promoting, right, the equity plan. Okay, what is equity plan? You need to understand that. I will simplify it for you. The equity plan, remember people back then, especially in the apartheid government and all that, there were so much imbalances. There were groups in the society that were not considered for particular positions. Like, for instance, females, management, senior positions, they were not given. People with disabilities, black people and all that. So this government now is actually addressing those imbalances so that everybody can get equal opportunities. That's so the equity employment action is actually affirmative action, is actually the activities, the laws, right, and programs that are addressing that. In the business space, you will hear things like BEE, you know, those are kind of policies that we're talking about that are trying to address the imbalances of the past, okay? Let's come down to this advert. This advert, this post, they are already indicating that they are looking there to promote the affirmative action, which means your race, right, your color, right, should be clear in your CV, right? Your disability, of course. People, especially the one with disabilities, I have one. Look, I have one. Look. So, it's time now to stop crying, right? But try to utilize, right, this to your advantage, right? Uplift it in your CV because it's going to give you a point extra. It's pointless to cry and feel pity for yourself and all that because you are disabled. Yes, you are. And I respect that. I am too. But what I'm saying is that try to use this thing to your advantage because it's there. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So if this post really speaks to the affirmative action, so try to uplift those. If you are a woman, right? You are a person with disability, try to uplift that in your CV so that at least you get a point to this advert. Okay, let's look here at this one is NGO, people. This one is NGO. This one is NGO. I hope it's clear. This is the advert I'm talking about, right? I'm gonna quickly check what comes out here. Here is the Institute of Health Programs and Systems. It's a South African non-profit NGO born out of Bedford, track number 111 University, multi-country AIDS program, right, in South Africa 2010. It was established with the mission to strengthen health and development systems through program implementation and partnerships. And the vision is to ensure optimal and sustainable health and development outcomes. Is a current global sub-recipient at the National Department of Health tasked to implement TB program. Okay, this one, people, what is coming out here is identity. It's identity. It's a non-profit organization, right, which means an NGO, right? So also it gives you a bit of background, but it's a South African organization, what it does, right? So it's under PEPFAR. It's a global recipient, a global fund recipient in South Africa. Their mission is to strengthen systems, right, as well as to strengthen partnerships, you know. So those are the things that comes out here, right? So its aim is to deal with the TB. So it's specifically for TB. It's already telling you that you need to be strong on TB now, right? You need to get all the documentation that talks to the TB prevention and control program nationally, you know, TB data, burden of disease, all those things, you know, you need to apply now, knowing what's happening around TB space, right? Partnerships is coming out there. You need to understand as to, okay, partnerships, you know, stakeholder management is coming in terms of partnerships. You know what? You need to understand the stakeholder management, prioritization grid, that power stroke interest, you know, as to these ones have got high interest and high power. They need to be kept this way. This one, less interest but high power. They need to be kept this way. So those are the things that you need to understand from this description here. Only from this description, right? Let's look number 2. Job purpose, okay? Job purpose, we already got from this NGO one. We already got the job purpose because there's something here which said, tasked to implement the tuberculosis program in Johannesburg district as well as in Kenneth Kaunda district, Northwest. So this one is very clear. It's coming out here, job purpose, which is number 2. Number 1, you analyze the profile, the description. Number 2 is actually the job purpose. Job purpose here is to implement the TB, right? Very clear. You're getting it out from here. Then this one, let's look at this one now as to where is the job purpose here? Where is the job purpose here? Okay. This is the job purpose here. The successful candidate will be responsible for providing strategic leadership for 2 directorates, which means this one also is a senior post as well, because this one is a job purpose here is to provide strategic leadership, which means now you are not talking to you as an implementer. You will be responsible for giving a direction to the directorates now, which means you will be more on a strategic level. You'll be operating on a strategic level. So, which is each job purpose. So, each job purpose helps you to understand as to where is this post operating. You know? Yes. We move. Number 3, we look at the requirements, right? The requirements. What do they require? In some adverts, they will be very specific to say we need this qualification and that. Some would say we need equivalent to, right? So equivalent. You have to be specific in your applications that you are having this type of qualification, whom you believe that is equivalent to the job. Yeah, one. I'm gonna show you quickly. Here in this NGO, let's look here at the qualifications here. Look here. Here's qualifications, okay? Here's qualifications, right? I'm going to read it for you. Qualifications is Bachelor of Medical Clinical Practice degree or professional nurse. Yeah, very clear. Very clear here. Let's go back to the one, your strategic position. Okay? It is this one. Bachelor's degree on equivalent or an equivalent N2F level 7. This one is not specific, right? So which means a person with a law degree can apply. A person with accounting can apply. A person with so and so can apply. What mostly talks to these high-level positions is mostly the post-grad qualifications. You'll find out this person may be having a social work, I'm just making an example, degree, or health promotion degree, or a law degree, or what. But this person is also having a postgrad in public health management, a postgrad in strategic planning, and what. So those are the things that they're looking at a very senior level. So please, don't be afraid to put whatever you have, because you never know as to what they really want, especially those that just said equivalent N2F level what. Please put in there. Okay? Yes, I hope you are learning, right? Number 4, they look at the competencies, the qualities, right? There's behavioral competencies, right? There's core competencies. There's program competencies. You know, the issues of leadership, strategic capabilities, and all that, especially to the senior level one, right? Because you will be very working with people, trying to give direction strategically to those units to deliver, right? So which means now you're not going to be responsible for yourself. You're actually going to be responsible for the whole team. So the whole team will be depending on you. If we are good, the team will move. If you are not, the team will die. So they look at those qualities, core competencies as well. So you need to uplift those in your application documents, right? They look for work experience, okay? In work experience, people, they specify. Remember what I showed you is 3, 4, or 5 years experience. They always specify the number of years in terms of experience, okay? But when you're writing there, don't just say 5 years experience. Split that. If your 5 years experience was in one department, I'm making an example in one post, says that 5 years experience straight in this post, right? If that 5 years, 2 was in private sector, 1 was in NGO, 1 or 2 was in government, split that, because when they dig deep, they look at those things as to, okay, this one, his or her experience is a one-way, right? Which means it's been in the department at this particular post for these 5 years. This one has been there and there and there, which means there's more experience to this one than this one, because this one has been exposed to different environments in these 5 years, unlike this one who has been in this environment throughout these 5 years. So this is how you construct your thing, so that at least if vehicle, remember your documents has to speak on your behalf. Okay? Then the last one would be, of course, duties. Okay? Duties. They will tell you the duties. Let's go back to the post. I said I want this to be as practical as possible. Let's look at the duties on this one. Duties on this one. Duties on this one. Sorry. Quickly. Yeah, here. They will say roles and responsibilities. Can you see? 1 is clinical, which means there is part that is clinical that you will be responsible for. Is mentorship, right? Monitoring and evaluation. So there are 3 categories of roles that you will be looking for, which means now, right, this post is really not an operational post. It's actually a management post, but a junior management, because here you are coordinating, you are not developing any policies, right? Unlike this one. This one is a policy development, this one, because you are responsible now for 2 directorates. This is a National Department of Basic Education, which means your role will be positioning your chief directorate now strategically. So which means you have to be a conversant in terms of policy development, policy reviews, because that is a space that you will be operating on. So those are the issues that people you need to check on duties. List them down, right? Then as the duties as well will assist you as to what type of information you need to check. Like for instance, mentoring, right? You need to make sure that you understand how to mentor, right? So dynamics that are involved in mentorship, okay? Clinical, you need to understand those clinical nitty-gritties yourself, because you will be mentoring people. So which means you have to be best, so that they learn from you, you transfer skills and all that. So at the same time, you will have to just the last one. Monitoring and evaluation, right? you have to be specific as well that you are good in monitoring and evaluation, in indicator setting and all that. Take them to the whole process. Your CV must communicate because you are not there. So that is the advert, right? People that we are dealing with now as to it is so much important. Let's recap 6 things. It's a description, company profile description, it's job purpose, number 2. Number 3, of course, will be requirements. Number 4, core competencies. Number 5, work experience. Number 6, duties. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you, colleagues. We are going to meet on the next video. We've done now with the advertisement. We are now going to looking at 9, right? 9 elements of the CV. Thank you so much.